Welcome to the twilight zone of government gone wrong. Hampton, Florida, population 477.
And the only way I could relate to it was the old Dukes of Hazzard. They'd make Boss Hogg look like a Sunday school teacher.
It started a few years ago when the city of Hampton sanctioned a speed trap along Highway 301. The tiny town had 19 police officers. That's one officer for every 25 residents, writing tickets to boost the city's coffers.
On this side of the road, you got
Sheriff Gordon Smith says one of the officers was nicknamed Rambo.
He was actually getting out of a car with a AR-15 strapped across his shoulder, had like SWAT tactical gear on.
To write tickets?
To write tickets.
This is crazy, right?
Let me tell you, that's way above crazy.
70 is like a $250 ticket.
It wasn't illegal, but in 3 years, officers wrote about $600,000 in traffic fines. But when state auditors examined the city's books, they found a rotten cesspool in this swampy landscape. For starters, how that money was spent is unclear, and it's triggered a state criminal investigation. A few weeks ago, this bombshell was dropped here on the front porch of City Hall, an audit of the way the city of Hampton has done its business. Inside, 31 different findings of inappropriate action, questionable record keeping, shady accounting, accusations of nepotism, money that's missing, you name it, it's in here. And now some state lawmakers want to make the city of Hampton disappear, wipe it off the map. According to the audit, several city employees were overpaid roughly $9,000. A city credit card had $27,000 of questionable charges, and $132,000 were charged to a city account at the convenience store next to City Hall. City officials say they're reviewing their operations and considering the audit's recommendations.
That's a lot of money.
But nothing symbolizes Hampton's woes quite like this. We found the elected mayor sitting in the county jail. He was in office a month and a half when he was arrested in an undercover sting and charged with selling oxycodone. He denies dealing drugs, and he's not connected to the city's financial mess. The impression out there right now is that the people who've been running Hampton are just a bunch of crooks.
Exactly, and I think that's not very far from the truth at all. They're either a bunch of crooks or a bunch of really stupid people. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but it's the truth, you know. I mean, and it looks more like they're crooks than anything, you know.
But you, given the situation where you're in...
yeah, I look like a crook sitting here in an orange suit, don't I?
The city's former clerk, Jane Hall, is one of the central figures in the state's audit. She hasn't been accused of any crimes, but the audit was highly critical of how she handled city business.
We were here and gave you guys a chance to...
After we left, Hall emailed us. She wrote the questionable expenditures were for city-related business and is documented. She added there has been a deliberate campaign to make me look like some kind of criminal mastermind. That would be like saying Snoopy is Cujo's twin brother.
Told us to make sure we watched the no trespassing sign, gave them a chance to talk to us, and they didn't want to.
We look corrupt as heck. I mean, what the heck's wrong with us?
Former Mayor Jim Mitzel walked off the job several years ago. He isn't suspected of any wrongdoing, but Mitzel says the mayor's $125 a month paycheck isn't worth the headache. City officials are asking state lawmakers who want the city shut down for one last chance to fix its problems. The former mayor thinks they should get that chance.
The government bailed out General Motors, the government bailed out Chrysler. Why can't the state of Florida bail out Hampton? Don't shut our town down. Our town should not be shut down.
The saga of a town lost in the woods, mired in a mess that might shut it down forever.